That's incredible. What was it like winning the championship?
Well, I couldn't believe it because I had only started racing go-karts against guys that had been doing for a long time, and all of a sudden, in just my fourth or fifth race, I win the championship, and it was amazing.
That's great to hear. What was your reaction to the open wheel split, or do you not like talking about that?
Yeah, sure. I thought it was the dumbest thing that has ever happened to motor racing, to tell you the truth. I think it destroyed IndyCar completely. Champ Car became very popular for a few years, um, but I don't think quite to the levels that it was before. And the IRL never really succeeded at all. And it was just a very dumb thing to do, to tell the truth. And I think everybody else will agree with me, because I just don't see the point on splitting and doing things like that when something was already very successful.
Yeah, for sure. Did you hear about the controversy at Indianapolis in 2002 with the 500 and all the allegations that it was rigged against Tracy and all that?
Yes, I do, and I think it was. Um, I've seen it many times, and you can clearly see that Tracy does make the pass on Elio way. I mean, a little bit before the yellow comes out. He was ahead, and I think it was definitely rigged. The IRL guys didn't want the Champ Car guy to win it, and it was very unfortunate, especially for Paul Tracy, who I think deserved that win. I mean, of course, I'm very happy Elio won it. He's a very good friend of mine and a fantastic guy and one of the best race car drivers that there's ever been. But I think that one definitely was for Paul Tracy.
Yeah, for sure. You know, it's a shame that he wasn't really able to reestablish his position in IndyCar in the years afterwards, aside from a couple full seasons, you know?
Yeah, after the reunification in 2008, I don't think Paul even did a full season. I think he only did a few races, just like myself. I did a few races, but yeah, never quite got back to racing full time.
What was the reason for that? Did you just not want to be part of it after the whole controversial split, or was that because of other things?
I totally want it, you know. In the end, it was racing. It was IndyCar again. It was definitely going to start growing now that there was no two different series. The problem is that big financial crisis worldwide came in 2009. Teams ran out of money. It was impossible to get sponsors. So it just became impossible for me to keep on going.
Ah, okay. What did you do in the years afterwards when all that was going out?
You know, I went to race in Europe in the FIA GT Championship for 1 year. Then I came back to Mexico and didn't race nothing till 2014 that I raced the Mexican NASCAR series, which we didn't like. So I stopped racing that. And then in 2019, I started racing again in a series called Mercedes Super Cup here in Mexico that Michel Jourdain organizes with great cars, very good cars. They're basically like the Trans Am cars in the United States, made by the same builder. And it's been a lot of fun. I've had quite a bit of success in the series here. I've enjoyed it. Last year, they had an amazing race called the Legends Cup, where many of the old IndyCar and Champ Car legends came to race in Mexico, like Paul Tracy, Oriol Servia, Alex Tagliani, Max Papis, Michel Jourdain, Adrian Fernandez raced, myself, and a few others. So that was a lot of fun. We raced in the Mexico City Grand Prix, and the fans were very happy to see all of us racing together.
That's really amazing. Where did you place in the field? I mean, where did you place in the results?
I finished sixth. My car wasn't running too well. I had a problem with the engine. I finished sixth behind Paul Tracy. We had a very good battle on track. Michel Jourdain won the race. Tagliani got second, so it was a lot of fun.
That's great to hear. Have you ever considered doing the Superstar Racing Experience by Tony Stewart or no?
I would definitely do it for sure. I'd be very, very happy to do it. And if I were to get invited, it would be amazing.
Yeah, what's your take on that series so far?
I think it's been very successful. I see that the series keeps growing, that the fans like to watch it. There's a few good names there. Paul Tracy, I guess, to name one. And he tells me it's a lot of fun, and it looks pretty good.
Yeah, looks pretty good to me as well. Did you see that Marco Andretti won the championship without even winning a race?
I saw that last year, yeah. And well, that's what championships are about, consistency.
Yeah, it sort of reminded me of Tom Sneva going winless in 1978 and then winning the championship for Penske.
Ah, I didn't know that. That's a good thing to know. Good fact.
Yeah. You ever met any IndyCar legends, like Indy 500 veterans and all that?
Yes, I've met a few of my heroes. Like I'm good friends with Emerson Fittipaldi. I met Rick Mears, which was a big honor. I've met Alonso Jr. I know quite a few guys that have been my heroes.
That's incredible. I met Al Jr. a couple years ago at the IndyCar Grand Prix in Nashville.
Very cool.
And
Yeah, he was definitely one of the best.
he definitely was. And I also met Penske when I was there, Roger Penske.
Yeah, the captain.
Yeah. What's your take on his leadership in the IndyCar series now? Because now he owns the series.
I think after Roger Penske took over, the IndyCar series has really taken a step forward. It has grown a lot. He also has the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. So I think there's no better person to promote motor racing, especially IndyCar, than Roger Penske for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Like, it just seems like every Indianapolis 500, his cars are either contending or winning the race, you know?
That's always been the case, except for that one year that they all failed to qualify. But every other year, Penske's are always the car to beat.
Yeah, for sure. Have you ever raced in the Indianapolis 500?
I tried in 2008 when the things got together. Unfortunately, I could not qualify. It was a very difficult situation. We were a former Champ Car team that tried to go to the 500 with no experience, with very little budget, basically none, and almost made it, but I got bumped out by I think a former IndyCar winner, Indy 500 winner, uh, Lazier, I think it was,
Lenny
by
Lazier?
last minute, uh, and um, and then I went back on track to try to qualify right at the end, and unfortunately I crashed. The team in a hurry to take some wing off of the rear end to make it go a little faster. They made a mistake and put the wing the opposite direction. So I completed one lap, but the next one was impossible.
Ah, okay. Were you frustrated by that a little bit, or
Very. It's probably one of the worst days of my life for sure.
yeah, sorry to hear that. Have you had any other disappointments like that?
Yeah, well, in motor racing, you always have a lot of disappointments. In every race that you don't succeed, and sometimes when things go wrong like that, when there's so much effort from team and people. So, yeah, that's part of the frustration that exists in motor racing.
Yeah, for sure. So this is the last question I have for now, but how can your story impact future generations of race fans?
I think the fact that I I'm a guy that comes from no racing background, no family involved in it. That basically made my way to the top just by, fighting hard and persevering and never giving up. I think people that know that and that know me, I think would be motivated to either go more racing themselves and let them know that anything can be accomplished, or people that want to do anything at all in any other things, that anything can be done.
Yeah, for sure. That sounds very good, man. So we thank you for coming on.
Thank you so much, Doug. It's been a pleasure. I really appreciate your time.
Appreciate your time too, man. So everybody, where can we find you?
You can find me on my social media. All my social media is at Super Mario Dominguez. So Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Super Mario Dominguez, and that's where you'll find me.
Cool. So everybody, please check out Mario on those websites that he mentioned, and we'll see you next week for the next episode of Stories from Motorsports.